So you want to start from somewhere. And one of the best things that you can do, what I can share with you, what we do in Rising Tide is just a philosophy in its own right. I know you were there, Tony, where the Rising Tide, my philosophy is a rising tide raises all ships. And so we rise together. And so that means that I'm not doing everything on my own. We do it as a team collectively, and whatever a teammate needs, I'm there for them, and then they're there for me as well. And so this is something that's going to be extremely important regardless of what you call downline, upline, doesn't matter, because when you're a team, you have to really show that you're a team and to be able to work collectively with your team. One of the best things that you could do initially is not so much, crack the whip about the business so much. One of the best things that I did where I saw tremendous growth is with my team, I do Zoom meetings on a frequent basis. And we'll sit there, we'll get online, and we'll bond. We'll just talk. What do you need? What are you weak at? Where do you feel like you're failing? What needs to be improved on? And then we just kind of like discuss like an open circle to figure out where each other's weaknesses are, where each other's strengths are. And this is really important for a team collectively to do. Like, what would a general manager of a sports team do, right? He would be the one to recruit the talent and, pay for the talent. And now that he's got the talent, now you have to have a head coach. And then basically the manager then delegates who's strong and what and this, that, the other, and figure out how to work cohesively as a team. And so the best thing that I noticed that I have tremendous growth with, where for me as a leader, I needed to find out what my team's goals were, right? What do you want to do? Why are you in this? What is your plan? What is your objective? What are you intending on getting to? And when do you plan on getting there, right? Because at the end of the day, this is something where a lot of people fail with network marketing, is that success is a very gray cloud. It's a fog, right? You come into this business, you're like, all right, now I'm going to succeed. But what is success? Right? TQ's definition of success can be completely different with mine, and it can be completely different with Tony's, and it can be completely with Anthony, right? Anthony could just be completely happy with an extra $500 a month and be like, that's success to me. I'm good with that. And then you can get someone like Tony and be like, I need to make $2,000 extra a month. I need to make $6,000 a month, right? I want to have $200K in my bank account. Maybe I want a different car. I want to work toward that. So you want to really clearly define what it is that success means to you, so that way you have a very clear picture. This is what I do, especially with my team. That's super important, because I want to ensure that when they come on board with my team, is that they don't just do this in just kind of an attempt. Because in my opinion, Evolution Travel is probably the easiest network marketing program, because it's travel and travel sells itself. I don't have to sell beans. I don't have to sell candles. I don't have to sell vacuum cleaners or anything like that, where I have to twist somebody's arm to convince them that this is something that they need. They don't. Travel sells itself. So in a lot of ways, Evolution Travel, with the affordability, has become truly an easy program for anyone to be able to succeed. And now it's just understanding how to be able to just put it out there for the people. And that's why I know we're able to grow as significantly as we do. And so that being said, right, this is where you want to have a strong collective program and a system that works to be able to explain the business and a whole way of doing it. Because here's the thing. When it comes to building a team, I don't just recruit, I build a team, right? When I bring Tony on board, Tony Harvey on board, or an Anthony Driver, you're not just another number to me. You're someone that I'm going to help you build a team with. And so with that, it requires every one of you to duplicate everything that I do. So if I do team meetings, you should have team meetings on your own time, right? Little things like that to where you can bond with your teammates, because an element that you could always provide for you and your team is a bond. And when you create a bond with your team, that becomes unbreakable, because there's going to be so many different kinds of people that join this business, right? Because one person could join it because they need to make supplemental income. One person, the whole like dolphin, whale, shark, and all those kind of things, to where everyone's in it for a different reason. Heck, I have someone that doesn't build at all, but they'll be happy to pay their monthly because it's a break away from their crappy life. And what we do is we inject positivity, we inject entrepreneurship and strong mental fortitude, so that way they can carry it further into their life, to carry their life in a better way with tons of value. And so we are more than just a business. We become a family. And when you become a family and when you become a cohesive unit, now you're looking out for each other. And now at this point, there's so many things that you guys can do together as a team. So we help each other. And one, you definitely want to write this down. Have team meetings often, and for lack of better words, bullshit with them. Have fun with them. Talk about anything with them, right? Heck, if you want to go on a bowling night, do that. Why not? Right? This is oftentimes what David McCovey does, especially with us. He has bowling night with the founder, or he does this, that. He has fun with his family. And that to people creates bonds and something more than just the business, right? And this is oftentimes something that we often do. And it doesn't necessarily mean you have to do things locally either. I hold a lot of team meetings on Zoom, and I'll be on Zoom and we'll just be shooting the crap, right? Just be talking about anything and whatever. And that, it may start with business, but it can flow into just anything and everything. And so when you're talking about business, teaching, coaching, doing this, that, the other, it also allows you to get to understand the personalities of the people that you're working with. And me as a leader, I like to look at where they're strong, where they're weak, and figure out what they need to do to fix where their most biggest weaknesses are. So that's definitely some of the things that that I definitely do, and that you can start utilizing for yourselves as silvers, because it's going to start at silver, it's going to start at executive, it's going to start at bronze. You have people that you're accountable for, and it's just good to just start doing that, right? So whatever works, you want to keep on doing. So here's a question from Tony Harvey. How often do you do team meetings with your team? Weekly? Yeah, weekly. I used to do them bi-monthly, where I used to do 2 twice a week, 2 twice a month. And I felt that wasn't enough. And so we started doing once every week, and we do them on Sundays. So, find at least once a week. I want you to think like Breakfast Club, right? Where the crew gets together and then just sits down and just talks and chit-chats about anything and everything. Well, that's what you start with, right? Create a good bond with you and your team. And when you start doing that, when you have a bond, it becomes a place of unbreakability and, in my opinion, great synergy, because you start to understand each other as people. So that's one of the definite things that you guys can start doing in terms of growing a team. And you know what? When people actually care for you, they'll want to build for you too, right? Because you care for them. Another thing that I love to do with my team is, me as a leader and you guys as leaders, with you being silvers and with you being golds and with you being executives and stuff. If you can translate the mental state of having it be more about your people than you, the whole game changes. Kind of like what David McCovey said when he had that aha moment when he was talking to Eric, what's his name? The guy who's coming, Eric Thomas. So he was in his program, And then David McCovey was so focused on him making his million. And there was this moment where Eric Thomas was teaching to where, making a million is easy. But if you want to make true riches, make 3 other people millionaires. That was David McCovey's aha moment. And what I got out of that is exactly what I do with my team, is I pay attention to my team and what their needs are and figure out what it is for them to grow. And they get all of my secrets. They get all of, I share everything that I do with them. They can duplicate everything that I do, so that way they know what to do and how to do it. So that way, whatever brought us to 1-star platinum, they can duplicate exactly the same. Okay. How do you manage a Zoom with 45 to 50 people? Do you start with 1 or 2 agenda items, or is it all loose? Well, initially, with my team meetings, because when it starts getting to 45, 50 people, I have it structured to where I come in and I'll play a short mental framing video just to kill some time to allow people to roll in. Once I feel that everybody's in, I'll go into announcing some of the new agents, some new agents that hit certain ranks, giving them some recognition on who did what and who's doing who and whatever, who's really making a splash. It's really awesome. And then kind of introduce also the leadership inside Rising Tide, so that way all the leaders know, all the brand new agents get to know some of the leaders, and everyone gets to meet each other. And then from everyone meeting each other after that, what I do is I go into a piece where I'll speak about anything, whether it be team building or mental framing, understanding entrepreneurship, and a lot of things that I can coach, because, a lot of things that I teach are going to be solely focused on mental fortitude. That is something that I am very passionate about, because I'm a person that goes through doubt. And I used to have a very fixed mindset to where I didn't believe skills were able to be taught. And so oftentimes I held myself back in a lot of situations. And I feel that a lot of people go through that same thing. So when I can provide the value in which the mental fortitude, what held me back to push through, to teach everyone else to understand value within themselves and to push through with their own mental fortitude and their self-esteem issues, then they're starting to step over that barricade. And one of the things that I can teach you guys, especially today, is what I always teach my team, is that failure is a good thing. Mistakes are a good thing. Challenges are normal. All of that is supposed to happen. And oftentimes we take a step back because we, get some rejection. Somebody tells us no. Somebody gives us an objection that we can't handle. And we start to be the snail, right? When they get touched in the antler or whatever, and we start shriveling up. We can't be that way. Here's the thing. When it comes to the program that we're in, it is a numbers game. So, there's so many ways to go about it. But one of the things that I always teach is that you want failure. You constantly need it, because it's through failure you're able to progress and get better. I come from a martial arts world where everyone starts as a white belt, and eventually, if you stay long enough, you'll get to be a black belt. But you have to be willing to go through all the bumps and bruises along the way to get there. And it's not an easy road, no matter how you look at it. And, when you look at people who are in martial arts that start from white belt and make it all the way to black belt, usually it's about 1% to 2% of people who join. And when you look at evolution travel today and you look at the platinums, that's exactly what it is. It goes to about 1% to 2% that reaches the platinum. You want to know why? Because people don't have the fortitude. Most people don't have the mental fortitude to go through all the ugly branches, all the branches that beat you up, all the disappointments, all the discouragement, the negative people that are going to get in your way, the people who don't even respond to you, all those things. I know when everyone gets to a gold or EVO 100, EVO 200, whatever, I know exactly what they've gone through. All the way to platinum, I know what every single platinum has gone through. Every single one of them, I know what they went through. They went through a whole lot of discouragement. They went through a whole lot of grief. They went through a whole lot of rejection, embarrassment even. And this is just understanding that it is part of the process. And when you understand and accept that it's part of the process, well, hell, now you start to approach the game in a whole different way. Oh, I messed up there. Okay, how do I fix that? Now you know what to fix. Okay, I better not do that again. And of course, also it also means an understanding the meaning of insanity, right? The meaning of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over again and expecting different results too. So you want to definitely learn from your mistakes. So while mistakes and failures are part of the process, and understandably so, it is going to happen, but it also means that you have to change course and fix what you did wrong. Because if you continue to do the same thing over and over again, what's going to happen is you're just going to get the same result. So you definitely don't want to do that. So whatever it is that you're currently doing, and if it's not working, then you got to switch it up, no matter what. It's a forever thing, by the way, right? I could use a marketing strategy that works for me, and then at some point or another, it's not going to work anymore. So now it's time to change it up, do something else. So I'm always constantly searching for other ways to make movement, to always, create more surges within the team, right? So there's that. Yeah, any questions, guys? That's some of the things that I'm doing. There's so much stuff in this head of mine for you guys to be able to start doing, but you guys can kind of guide me.
So I have a question. So your agents that aren't doing anything, are you trying to encourage them, or you just kind of let them be? I'm having a hard time knowing. I have a couple agents that aren't doing much, and I don't know how much I should keep on trying to get them active.
Right. So with that, there's not much you can do. The philosophy that I carry behind that is, and I'm going to give you guys a philosophy, okay? And I really want you to adhere to this, especially if you're looking to build a team. This is extremely important for you to understand, especially when you're going to build a team all the way to gold or platinum, if that is your goal. I understood that when it comes to building a team, it's like network marketing is like a deck of cards, the shuffled deck of cards, right? It is, because here's the thing. You're going to bring someone on board, right? And someone may be a 2. 2 is a person who doesn't even log in, doesn't do anything. They're garbage. They're trash, right? They got excited at first. They paid the $50. They came on board, and they do absolutely nothing with it. Okay, those are the 2s. Then, of course, you're sometimes going to get a 5. A 5 is a person that comes in, books a little bit of travel, maybe booked one family, and that's it, right? What we're looking for is somewhere around the face cards, right? Jacks, queens, kings, aces. So when you get a jack, that person may become a bronze or a silver, right? And then when you get someone that's a queen, that may become like a double silver. And then you get someone that's like a king that becomes a gold, right? Or a queen or gold, whatever. So these are all things that you can't really control because you don't know who they're going to be. Now, with a shuffled deck of cards, how many cards are in the deck?
52.
52. How many aces are there?
4.
Only 4. You guys with me now?
Yeah.
So here's the thing, is that when I build a team, I understood that philosophy going in. I don't know where this ace is going to come. I don't. So what I did was, you know what? We got to go ham. We got to keep bringing people on board. Because, yeah, you may have brought 3 people on board, but you might be sitting there stuck with a 2 a 6 and a 3 card, and you're like, man, I don't know what to do with these cards. You know what I mean? They're just, you can't change a card. Like, you can't force a card to be a jack. You can't force a card to be a queen. Does that make sense?
That's perfect.
The philosophy that I'm carrying here is that you can't control anybody's desire. Like I'm telling you, Tony, Anthony, Linda, whoever's online here, I don't know what your desires are. Maybe you're completely satisfied with making $250 a month, or maybe you're just completely happy just being with a culture that's awesome. But I can't control your desire. I can't. It's up to that person. And so the process, the philosophy that I carry with me is I keep bringing people on board, because eventually I'm going to come across a few aces. I'm going to come across a few kings. I'm going to come across a few 7s. I'm going to come across a few 2s. There's been people that I brought on board. They came in, surge, bat out of hell, became a silver. And the first sign of adversity, they didn't know what to do. They quit. Because they did it the wrong way, and they were buying people in. I'm like, dude, you're doing it all wrong. You can't do it this way. They're bartering systems, and when you start doing it like that, it just creates a bad culture. At any rate, there's been people who came in, made it all the way to silver, and then expected, all their people to like flourish. That's not the reality of network marketing. It's not. I can bring in 10 people right now, and I don't even know if all 10 of them will be good. I won't. One may be good for 1 month, one may be good for 2 months, one may be good for 3 months or whatever. But I will tell you this, is that when I do come across somebody that's hungry as just as I am, those are the people that I work with. Everyone else can just kind of tag along for the ride. If they want to step up, they can step up. But what I'm doing is I'm leading and inspiring from the front. I can't sit there with 6 or 10 people and crack the whip and say, hey, you need to get to silver already to make your business free. You can tell them till you're blue in the face, but if they don't want to do it, and if their fears or their low self-esteem is completely like bewildering them and they just can't get out of their comfort zone, then you're just kind of stuck with that card. So at that point, you have to kind of just leave them alone and say, all right, I'm happy. If they're just going to stay there and pay their $69.95, I'm good. I'm moving on to the next person, right? If they drop out, it is what it is, but I'm not going to sit there. You can't babysit people, that's for sure, because the people that you're bringing on board are supposed to be all full-grown adults, aren't they? Mm-hmm. So they have some choices to make. And so either they make the decision to move forward in their life or just stagnate and do whatever it is that they do, because if they stay where they're staying at, their life isn't going to change ever. Right. And so that's something that you might want to remind yourself and everyone else. And I tell them that. I say, listen, if you're doing what you're doing and it's working out for you that way, then just keep doing what you're doing. But if it's not working out for you, then it's time to make some drastic changes, whatever it is. So if you get a job, a 9-to-5, and this is an example that I always like to use, is that you can get a job today. Get your job. Maybe it pays you $12 an hour. Good for you. $13 an hour, $15 an hour, whatever it is. There's not a single 9-to-5 job that I know of that can give financial freedom or time freedom that I can think of. Not me anyway. So at any rate, you can get that good cushy job or whatever it is that pays your bills, okay? And then I want you to fast forward 3 or 4 years from that day of you getting that job. Tell me if your life looks like it changes in any way, shape, or form. If it doesn't change, more than likely you're going to be in the same exact place that you started when you first got that job. It doesn't change. Now, at least with this program, I know for one thing, right? Everyone believes that they work hard. So I tell them, look, I know you're going to work hard anyway, right? Either you're a parent or you work hard at your 9-to-5 job. You're going to work hard, whatever it is that you're going to do. So if you're going to work hard and you're going to work, you might as well make it worth your while and put your energy towards something that can give you a lucrative future, that can give you a 6 to 7 figure income. Because you doing this for 5 years is going to look a whole lot different than you working a 9-to-5 job for 5 years, if you're willing to put that same type of energy and take it seriously. Unfortunately, though, the breaking of the chains of people having to be stuck in the hamster wheel, the problem is that the American society, we're all taught for a boss to tell us exactly what to do, what time to show up to work, what time to leave, and tells us exactly how much we're worth annually. 42K a year, 50K a year, or whatever it is. At the end of the day, that's our net worth. So when I think about it like that, you know, there's not a single thing that I liked about the corporate world, because I always had some schmuck in a suit and tie tell me exactly when to show up and when to leave, being a slave to that society. So when I look at everyone that I used to work with that are still there today, they look very just unsatisfied, unhappy, and settled, you know. And so in network marketing, what we're doing, it is the business for the hungry. It is the business for the people that seriously want the change in their life. And if they just want to give half-ass results, I mean, if they're going to give half-ass effort, then they're just going to get half-ass results, right? You know, I think network marketing truly is the barometer that shows you you get rewarded based on the effort of work that you're willing to put in, really. You know, and as long as you have a sound way of being able to introduce people and invite people and do everything with the people, then, you know, you got something that's really powerful in your hands, and you just got to put your nose to the ground and go to work. And it is a journey, though. You know, it's something that I foresaw moving forward, that this wasn't going to be a 1-month thing. I knew that if I'm going to put my nose to the ground and do this thing, I knew that it was going to be a year plan. I knew it was going to be a 1.5-year plan. I wrote it down too. The moment that I came back from convention, 2018, I wrote it down on the big board. 2019 is how long it's going to take me to get to where I need to be. And I gave myself 1 year to get the platinum back. I was able to achieve it. I was expecting June 2019 to hit. Well, January 2019 was when I expected to hit platinum. We became platinum late in February. And when I hit platinum late in February, I was looking at the time frame for the length of time and the amount of people and the momentum that we were bringing people on board. I figured, okay, well, it looks like we're going to be 1-star platinum by June 2019. But I was told, if you want to get the hardware, you have to get it done by May. So we just hiked it up, and we just had to put our nose to the ground even more and go to work even harder, right? And so what the answer to your question is, if they don't do anything, keep finding people. You have to. You have to keep finding more people. This was the attitude. I'm going to tell you the attitude that I had. When I got to around 25 people, I knew what my benchmark was. I knew I wanted to get 100 people in my organization. So I made an announcement to my team. I am going to bring in 100 new agents into my organization. And I said I was going to do it my damn self, right? The thing is that I went to work. I didn't care if anyone was with me or not, because I just didn't have enough people that I felt were strong enough that were going to move like I was moving. But I'm going to tell you what happened. In that process, because I was going so ham on constantly, you know, explaining the business. This is me doing 6, 7 pitches, 8 pitches a day. For real. From the moment that I woke up, making appointments, calling them, people, some people hanging up on me, some people not even picking up the phone, whatever. I didn't care. I just needed to get them on the phone so I can talk. Boom, 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 boom. And I did this all phone call after phone call after phone call after phone call. They didn't see any slides. They didn't see any webinars. I just did it all on the phone. Boom, 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 boom. Each pitch I accumulated was lasting about an hour and 15 minutes, depending on, pending how I explain the business.
Jeez.
So after they get it, they come on board, I'm putting the numbers start going up. And then they're in, I help them, and then we go into the facilitation program where they get taught, get their first steps, and then rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. Until I didn't even look at my back office, tell you the truth. I told my wife, I don't want to look at the back office because I don't want to see the numbers fluctuating up and down. I'm just going to keep going, and I'm just going to keep going until the numbers just keep going up. And before you know it, it went from 25, and then my wife is happy because she saw the numbers go up to like 47. Then from 47, about 2 months later, we were like double that, and then it's a snowball effect. But the point that I'm making here is that I declared that I was going to bring on 100 new agents, and it didn't matter who it came from as long as it was from my organization. And I just kept going and going. And what happened? Some of the agents wanted to see that project completed, that project 100. Hey, I only got 50 more to go, 60 more to go, 70 more to go. Guess what happens? People want to join and become part of that movement. They're like, oh, okay, let's help Charles. And they see that progress. Not only are they moving, but they're seeing their numbers go up. Because I was so hungry, I was telling them, okay, give me your people too. So I would pitch for them. If they had anyone that interested, I got on the phone with them and I'm pitching them, and then I'm bringing them on board, putting them under my agent's ID number, so they're getting happy. So momentum, 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 and then from there, the rest is kind of history, right? And then, in that process, though, what's going to happen is that the mentality that I carried to becoming a platinum is I told myself, you know what, I'm going to work as if I'm going to bring on 300 people myself. But the reality is I'm not. I know I'm not. I'm going to have people, and I know I'm going to find people along the way and along the journey that they too will grow, and I will find people as hungry as I am. And that's what you're looking for. That's why you got to keep staying in phase one. It is so true. When Derek and I go up on stage and talk about staying in phase one, look, I'm a one-star platinum, and I still have to be in phase one. That's the truth. You have to. You want to know why? Because I have a one-star platinum account, and I have 2 gold accounts that I have to maintain. Gold accounts that I have to maintain, right? One account has 148. The other account has 152. And imagine what that's going to look like when they become platinum accounts, right? So I'm about halfway there on each of them. It's pretty crazy. So hopefully that answers your question.
It did. Thank you.
Where did you find most of your prospects to talk to?
So I hope you guys are getting a lot of value here
Where did
with
you find most
what
of
you're
your
doing. You just have to go. And with the network marketing part, in terms of building a team, it is a snowball effect. And I promise you, it grows once you start getting into that 25 marker, that 30 marker. It just kind of has that snowball effect, but you have to keep going. And what I mean by that is I want you to think of like that real packed, pack a snowball really tight, right? It's so small, and then if you try to roll, it's so small, and it takes kind of forever for it to like start gathering that ice before you know it, the ball's big enough to where it goes in that process where as it rolls naturally, you're bringing on so much more people. Does that make sense? So at the beginning is probably going to be the toughest, which is your first 20, 25. But then from there, as long as you maintain your facilitation and teaching people the right steps, then you too will grow your organization too. But, you have to put in the work, and you have to do it. You have to do it. You can't escape it,
What type of system did you use to find people? What type of system did you use to find people?
I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
Okay. I said, what type of system did you use to find more people to talk to?
Well, everything. And when I mean everything, the system that I use is everything. I use everything. I literally use everything. So everything that's available to me, I use it all. And what I mean by that is I really took this philosophy to heart when Jim Rohn was asked, because he made $1 million through his Herbalife program. And they would ask him this question: where do you find all of these people to build your business? His answer: wherever they are. Right? And that answer is the most truity. So I meet people on a face-to-face basis, and we'll be pitching like Tony Ward, and then of course on Facebook, and then on social media. Then we created YouTube channels. You know, everything that's available to me to get more leads is what you want to do. There's no real one thing. You just gotta use and abuse that one thing that works until it dries up. Then you move on to the next thing. That's what I did. You know, you want to use it all. You have to learn the entire game, you know, because if you're just used to travel parties, in my opinion, travel parties are great, but that's a lot of legwork too, you know? And so you can jump around, hop around to travel party to travel party. That's great and all, but there's a reason why these retail stores are no longer here. People are becoming lazier and lazier, where technology is becoming more paramount. Look what we're doing right now. We're on a team meeting where everybody's at the convenience of their own home, chilling. Anthony rocking in his chair, Tony Harvey chilling in her bed, right? And TQ on his green screen right there. Linda in her kitchen. This is how convenient it is. So, you know, use everything that you have available to you. Everything. You have Zoom, use it. You have Facebook Live, use it. You have Facebook videos, use it. You have your own smartphones to create videos, use it. You have travel parties, use it. Use it all. Use it all. Everything. All systems are a go. And I really mean that. There, you know, you have a car with an 8-cylinder vehicle, use it all of it. Does that answer your question, Anthony? That's what I do. I use it all, right? All right, guys. Cool. Any questions? Other than that, it's my daughter's birthday, and hopefully that brought in a lot of value for you guys, that taught you a lot of stuff. And I think that's it.
Well, we want to thank you so much for your time. Here, let me go ahead and just let me unhighlight you here. Okay. So yeah, so Charles, I just want to thank you so much for taking the time. Even though look at you, you're working for us, with us on your daughter's birthday of all things. So thank you so much.
Well, I committed. So you know, I do what I say. You know, I stick to my promises.
That's awesome. Awesome. Anything else? Please give clap to Charles for his time. And so next week we're going to be looking at I guess the leadership. We decided that we're gonna rotate, right? We're gonna do networking or team building, and then the following week we're gonna do travel, and then the following week after that it's gonna be networking, and so on and so on and so on, right? So so look forward to that. Where did he already leave? He left.
He's got stuff to do, T.
He's got stuff to do. Okay.
You got to play with the kids.
So I just wanted to. So I wanted to share this really quick. Well, we're running out of time. I am recording this now. Where I'm going to put this, I have no idea. Maybe
TEAMAZING YouTube.
Yeah, we'll create a TEAMAZING YouTube channel and just make it private among us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, how about that? Is that a good idea?
Right.
That's a great idea, too.
Okay. So again, for those of you who are not attached to the TEAMAZING Dropbox. I want to make that available to you. If you haven't already, please send me your, text me your email address so that I can send you the invite. Okay?
Okay,
I have
now
a quick question.
I signed up for it. Okay. So now when I go in, will I automatically see the thing that you have there?
What thing?
The book, Power Book.
Oh, those are it's a folder with audio files. Okay, so there's no book.
But will I see it when I go in? Because I signed up for the team Dropbox.
Okay. Yes, you should see 2 folders. One of them is going to be here. I'll just show you what you're going to see.
Okay.
Really quick. Right quick.
I also have a question, Tate, after you.
Yeah, go for it. Let me share this. Where this? Go, Pia.
I was going to ask if there's a way that we can give you suggestions as to what type of training we would like to have next.
Oh my gosh, yes. Yes, please, because that's what leaders do, right? Leaders recommend. They don't just sit there and wait to be fed. So yes, please.
Okay.
Yeah.
So just text or email is fine.
I prefer text because I'm like Charles. I don't really look at my email anymore. That's so old, people. So if you if you wanna Facebook Messenger me, if you wanna text me, that's gonna hit me a lot faster because I'm constantly checking my phone.
Okay.
As far as emails go, I get so much junk that I don't even look at my emails anymore, and I can't get rid of the junk. I try. But with a Facebook Messenger, it goes straight to me. Same thing with the text; it goes straight to me. So yes, please.
Okay.
Oh, I do want to. Is she still on? Oh yeah, I want to introduce you guys to also another new agent. She's a builder, Liz. Liz from Liz. Can you unmute your phone? I unmuted you. Just want to introduce you. She's down in St. Augustine, just south of Jacksonville, Florida. So just wanted to introduce her to everybody.
Hi, can you hear me?
Liz Alien, you're my favorite acrobat. How are you?
I'm good. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you guys hear her?
Yes.
Okay.
Hi.
All right. So yeah, that's all from me. How about you guys? Anything from you guys? Anything you want to share? Any new news? Any events that are happening in anybody else's neighborhoods?
I have a question.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I have Dropbox that I have of my own. How do I separate my Dropbox from this Dropbox? How do I find yours? Because when I open up Dropbox, it always opens up to mine.
Anybody got a clue?
No.
It'll probably show up as a separate folder inside your Dropbox.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true. And I have seen that. Yes, it'll show up as a separate folder.
Do you know what would be called?
TEAMAZING
Team
folder.
folder?
TEAMAZING. Mm-hmm. Okay, so we are right at 1 hour. I did want to keep it right at an hour, so thank you so much. As soon as I get this this recording downloaded, I'm going to maybe cut it up a little bit and then send it to create a new YouTube channel. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, everybody. And congratulations, this is our inaugural, and it went well. I think we got, how many people on board? It's like, woo, monster.
So I wanted to come and congratulate my team dream makers. I have them that they're on the conference calls. So thank you, Anthony, Tony, Pia, Linda, and I think Yolanda was trying to get on. But all of you guys, thank you so much for being on this conference call. Keep up the good work. We have a team meeting on Wednesday, and Donna, she's going to be sharing all her skills of how she became one of the top bookers in all of evolution travel, which is amazing.
True.
So she's going to share some of her techniques and skills, and she's a Norwegian cruise line. Is she a master's now? I think she has her master's in Norwegian cruise line. So thank you guys for on the call.
Oh my gosh, you just reminded me. All right, so the largest team on Platinum Dynasty, which is going to be Tim and Arlene Garcia, and our team, we're number 2, but not for long. I want us to be number 1. But the 2 largest teams on Team Platinum or Platinum Dynasty are coming together to do a team cruise on December 9th. I think it's a 4-day cruise from Miami to Mexico, right? The east coast of Mexico. Ines? She helped. Yeah, actually, it was Ines who helped put it together for us. Her signal's kind of weak. So anyway, if you're interested in joining, if you want more information, we're going to put it onto a flyer. Ines is. Oh yeah, I can hear you. Kinda, sorta. But Ines put together she's putting together the flyer for us. She's the queen of flyers. So as soon as she puts one together, I'm gonna post it on our team page and also in our group text or our group. What do you call that? Messenger. Okay. If you guys are interested, it'd be great to have you aboard. 4 days in December. Ines, you still there? You're frozen.
Robotic.
Oh, poor Ines. You sound just like Max Headroom. Well, we should set that to music.
I remember Max Headroom.
Okay, all right, Sunny.
Nope.
Opening up a team cruise. So putting all the plans together and we're sending out.
We need interpretation.
Yes, we do. Can you can you text us, please? Because I don't know what you're saying. Oh, I really don't know what you're saying. All right. So anyway,
Low signal strength. God.
Wow. Okay. So if there's nothing else from anybody, why don't we go ahead and just end this, and I'll post this up on the. Oh, I hear somebody coming on.
It's
Hello.
Ines.
Who are you? Ines. Well, anyway, she's well represented. Looks like her team is well represented. Nope, still can't hear you, babe. Sorry.
Can't hear me?
Oh, wait, I heard that.
Oh, I don't know what to do. Am I here? Can you hear me now? Yes. Right. You can hear me now?
Oh.
You can't see me? I'm here. I'm here. Can you see me? Oh, hell. Oh, God.
Gee, you can keep that in the recording.
Oh, wow. Oh, well, okay. I don't know what else to do. Quit laughing at me. Oh, wow.
Send us a text message.
Oh,
I can't. Oh,
wow. I can't hear you. Or I can hear you. You guys can't see me.
Oh, we can see you. Yeah,
What, you hear us?
You're doing the robot.
Hear you, Max.
Yeah, you're doing the robot, Max.
All right, funny. Okay. Oh well. All right, well, I'll get the information to you guys.
Okay, thank you. We understood that part.
Oh, you did? You can hear me now?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, okay. So you guys, I'm in a hospital now. I'm at Kaiser Vallejo right now. So,
And there's
hi. Visiting someone. So, okay, so yes.
Demonized.
Fly together. I'm speaking to Arlene. Arlene and I are going to be talking more after this conference call about the team cruise in December. So you guys should be getting some information shortly.
Cool.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
2 thumbs up. Yay. Oh, also, also really quick before we go, $50. That's all it takes for a deposit. Okay, up to 4 months before the cruise. So that means August 6th, right?
August is the date that you gave. You said August 6th.
Yes.
Is the date you gave for people to give their deposits.
Yes. So all it is just $50 per person, $50 a head, and then you can start making payments on this cruise. So plan on it. Airfare is included. It's like what, discounted big time, right?
$99.
Woo-hoo. Like
$99 round trip. At least from the Bay Area, it's $99.
Yeah, and I know it's going to be similar to that to folks up in Seattle, Desiree. And,
Yes.
Yeah, and for Liz, shoot, you could just ride a bike down there. You're all the way down in St. Augustine. Gee whiz, just hike, and I'll see you down there.
So for her, she's probably free because the airfare is either free or $99, depending upon where you live.
Right, that's true. That's true.
Oh, please. Yes, I want that information.
Is that with MSC?
No, this is with Norwegian Cruise Line, and this is from the December 9th through the 13th. Okay. And leaving out of Miami, going to Costa Maya, Mexico.
All right.
So it's 4 days, 3 nights. It's pretty good. And like I said, and if you get a balcony or above, then they have the package where you get unlimited drinks, Wi-Fi, and a specialty dinner, and $50 credit for an excursion. And then and if you have 3 or 4 guests or in the cabin, the 3rd and 4th guests are free. And then and also include that the airfare for $99, well, free to $99. So all of that is included. It's a really pretty good package.
It's a really good deal. Yeah, I am so glad that you found it, Ines. Thank you.
So we can bring a spouse and the kiddo?
Say
Yes.
what?
4 people. 4 people.
4 people. So the 3rd and 4th persons are free, but you do have to pay for their taxes and fees.
Oh yeah, that's true.
If you're going by yourself, you have to pay for 2 people?
Ooh.
That's kind of how it goes.
Oh, wow. Do you hear the crickets?
Oh, did somebody ask something I didn't hear? I'm sorry, I didn't hear them. Somebody walking by.
I said
With a card.
if you go by yourself, you have to pay for 2 people.
Yeah, the more than likely, well, that's with all cruises. You'll pay double less the tax and fees of the second
person. Right.
Okay.
So for Amanda and oh my gosh, I can't wait for you guys to join us because this is such a fun crew. If you haven't already figured that out. So anyway, we're at 20 minutes till. We're 10 minutes over. I want to thank you so much for our first meeting ever. Thank you.
Let me say one more thing.
And, oh yeah, what? Yeah, what?
Okay, if you already have Dropbox, you already have a Dropbox, you have to go to Google and go into sign in from that way, and then put your new password and email in that separates the two. You can't just get it from your main Dropbox.
So it doesn't link.
No, it does not. I just had to find it. I just found it that way. I had to go in and put in the password and email that I use for TEAMAZING. Then it let me in and able to see that file that you put in.
I see. Okay. Well, good. That's good to know. Any questions?
Nope.
We'd be good.
All right. Well, you know how they say, this meeting is officially over.
Over.
Bye.
Bye.